Hello traders here, this is Chris Capre with 2ndSkiesForex.com. I have another live price action trade setup video for you here, this time on the Euro Yen. And so what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to talk about my entry, the entry that I originally missed, the second entry that I took or was able to get, why I placed my stop loss where I did, where I have set my target, and how I will manage the position. So I'll run through this here, giving you some live price action trade analysis to show you how I trade price action every single day and how my students in the price action course trade as well. So let's get into this here. So you can see where I'm long, which is just above the top of this candle here. Currently I'm up plus 93, roughly 93 pips. I have a 30-point stop on this one here. So my entry is at 136.77. My stop is at 47. So let's get into why I'm in this trade, my entry, reasons for getting in, stop loss placement, and then we'll move to the second half here. So I originally had an entry to buy here. So I actually set this before I went to bed. And the reason is that I felt like with this bullish move here, we had a nice corrective phase right here with a breakout higher. If the market got back to the base of where this consolidation was, I felt like buyers would step in here. They stepped in aggressively once. They did it again. And I felt like unless it was a really aggressive sell-off in here, that this level should hold. So I actually put in a buy order to buy here at 136.54 right before I went to bed. Now, when I woke up, I noticed that the market kind of stopped a little bit short of that. And it tried to get to the level but didn't do it. And it kind of started pushing higher. So I zoomed in to the 5-minute charts. Let me show you what I saw at that time. So I want to zoom in to, so here are the two probes lower that it found really strong buying interest. So this is where I had my entry. And yet buyers came in a little bit higher than that level. They came in about 6-7 pips higher than that level. When I see buying interest in already a bull trend, a strongly established bull trend at this point, when I see buying interest come in above a level, that usually translates to me that the bulls are not only willing to hold any particular support area, but they're willing to get in actually at a worse price, which is above the level. So if they're willing to get in at a worse price to buy this, then that generally means that the bids are going to hold and they're going to try and make a nice push higher. When I was waking up, I had noticed that it had sold off a decent amount. But what was interesting to me was the kind of pattern that we see here. So each little pullback that we see here, so it sells off, pulls back a little bit, sells off, pulls back a little bit. None of those had taken out the prior swing high that had made a new set of lows. But then in this one here, after an aggressive sell-off, we have two candles that take out the last, 12 selling candles. So we have strong buying pressure just above the level, and it takes out the high here. And so I said, and my price action read and my gut feeling on this said, I think this is going to go higher. That strong buy off there communicates to me that the bulls are probably going to step in above the level, and they're going to make a nice bull run today. So what happens next? Over the next 6 candles, they barely take out the last 1 1/4 candles. So 6 candles selling, 2 buying. And so to me, this communicates that the bulls are probably going to hold this region right over here. Now, so I ended up buying on this candle here, actually not too far from the top of this here, thinking that this was going to push higher. But I bought here, and I placed my stop below the level and below these thrusts here by literally a pip. So that allowed me a really tight stop. I didn't want to have my stop any lower than that, because I felt like if it gets below this here where we've had 2 strong rejections and a significant push higher, then I don't really want to be in the trade. The reason why I'm getting in the trade is the buying interest around this level. So if that gets violated, then I have no reason to be in the trade anymore at this point. So that also allows me a very tight stop in relationship to my target, offering me a high risk to reward ratio. So as you can see from my entry, the pair only went about another 10 pips down. It found buying interest again a little bit higher. Then follow through buying interest shoots up, pulls back to here as support, launches higher in a series of thrusts up, with the last leg up being very, very strong. We're talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours of straight buying. That's a very strong bull run to get 6, 7, 8 candles in a row, all closing bullish consecutively. So since then, the pair has consolidated at this resistance here. Now, if you look at this resistance, one might think this might be a good place to have a target. And in some sense, it would. With a 30-point stop, I only have, with that kind of target at 137.72, we're now talking virtually a 95 pip target and a 30-point stop. That's over a 3R trade. That's not bad. But my real target is here. I actually think this could get a little sticky right around here. So this to here where we current are. But I think if we can get past 138, then we'll probably make it into the 138 region or just under 139 before we see some additional selling pressure. So my target is actually 139 on this one, just under 139. That's about a 220-point target with a 30-point stop. So roughly, actually it's just under 220, about 210. We're actually talking about a plus 7R on that one there, minus a few pips or plus a few pips. So plus 7R availability on this one here. Now, reason why I'm holding this trade and staying in it right now is, so we've hit this resistance, and what's happening here? We have a few red candles, more blue candles, and no real aggressive sell-off. In fact, the selling pressure that happened here was followed by aggressive buying, and then a weaker sell-off here and another attack on the level. So unless we see some really big sell-off here, I want to stay in this trade and ride it for a much larger profit, which I think is available if we can get past the next 30 pips or so. Pushing past 138, I think will unlock a whole new level of upside in this, and therefore a lot more R. So if I see an aggressive sell-off, then what I'll probably do is bring my stop to break even and take a little bit of profit, maybe put it just under this low here, because this is where the significant buying started of the day. This is where the large thrust up happened. So I'm suspecting that that would hold on any sort of pullbacks. At least any pullbacks to here should probably hold and allow me to stay in this trade here. So that's how I'm managing the trade as it is right now. You've seen my stop loss. You can see this is a live trade. You see my target on it. So this is the kind of trading that I do. This is the kind of trading that I teach my students. And this is the kind of trading that you do. Not your typical plus 1R, plus 2R, set and forget type thing, and then that's it. Oh, you made your 2R, great. No. We're talking much bigger R potential, plus 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. When you can get a few of these a month, you can really build alpha onto your account. And so this is the kind of trading that you can do, and this is the kind of trading that I teach. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the detailed explanation, the price action behind it, my methodology, how I approach the trade, and how I'm managing it. And for those of you who'd like to learn more, feel free to check out my website at 2ndSkiesForex.com. Also, make sure to subscribe and comment below as well. And for those of you who want to take your trading to the next level, check out our price action course. Other than that, I look forward to hearing from you. Good luck trading, everyone. So by putting my stop down here, even if I got in over here, if I put my stop down here, any deeper penetrations below this wick would actually suggest a sign of weakness. And so here, this rejection was higher. So I don't want anything to get below this because that would suggest that there's still weakness there. Now, the first 3 bullish candles out of 4 are actually quite strong. But you notice how they start to actually weaken up into 33.20. They get smaller. That's communicating to me that there might be some sellers here who are willing to absorb this current move and slow down this momentum. We get a bearish